That with, I think we need to understand the state of the Kenyan population. 40% of the population is living in poverty. The big chunk of the population is also the youth. So you are struck in between two demands. Do you march on social investment, or do you march on economic investment? Looking at the MSMEs in the Mwananchi version of the budget statement that Treasury did, that was a good job. There is an investment of 12.2 billion in MSMEs, and they make the large chunk of businesses in the nation. But an interesting line is the first line in the Mwananchi version, which says that the government understands that MSMEs are facing a fiscal constraint in the domestic market. But what brings about that?
The same government. It's
the same government by borrowing domestically. Second is that another repercussion of this domestic debt is that they are short term. You see, 91 days, 382 days. So the interest rates and the maturities are coming in too fast. So as far much as we want to support the local consumption or local investment, we need to give them fiscal space to actually get that money and invest into the economic growth. And that can be spurred by the government probably doing the samurai bonds and the panda bonds. They were talking on, and that matching on a larger percentage of the deficit being borrowed externally and giving local businesses a better shot at getting financing for the same. Another shot is on investment in the youth, because everyone speaks of the youth, you know. The youth is a huge chunk of this population, and I think the government keeps on getting it wrong every time with the youth. Because the youth, I think, if we are to be asked, their priorities is not the Nyota program or all the other government empowerment programs the government is trying to do. I think, as he explained, people want jobs. So how do you get them jobs? You hunch on manufacturing and production. But you look at the investment that is given on value addition in agriculture, that's around 4 billion. You look at the investment that is invested in spurring manufacturing and production. It's peanuts, to say the least. So you have a government that says one thing and does the other thing on the other side. Second is looking on the fiscal realities. You know, everyone is wowing on the 4.8 trillion budget, but no one is asking themselves on how this revenue is coming into place. The ordinary revenue target is 2.9 trillion for the year. This year's is 2.7. By April, we were at 2.1 on a deficit of more than 200 billion.
3 months to the end of the financial year.
3 months to the end of the financial year. And that means that the deficit will grow with the same amount. We had a supplementary budget that matched the deficit on ordinary revenue in the first half of the year. So this constrains the domestic market more and limits the SMEs and the individuals even more. So let's not speak, let's not preach water and in the end drink wine. You know, let's match what we preach.
But yet we've seen that they've tried to address what the youth would want. They've gone big on Nyota Fund. They've gone big on the money they're giving the elderly.